Rain hammered the windows of Rosie's diner, the kind of storm that swallows sound and turns streets into rivers. Maya Collins stood between two police officers and a stranger who looked like he'd been sleeping in alleys for a week. "Ma'am, step aside or you're obstructing justice." Her hands were shaking. Her heart was hammering. She was 48 hours from eviction, one bad move from losing everything. But she didn't move. "He's a customer," she said, voice trembling but steady. "He hasn't done anything wrong." The stranger's eyes met hers, exhausted, grateful, resigned. What Maya didn't know was that this man's next phone call would reach the mayor's office by morning, that his name appeared on documents she'd never seen, that defending him would either ruin her life or completely transform it. But who was he really, and why would one waitress risk everything for a stranger in the rain? Maya had learned to survive on hope and tips. Tonight would test whether hope was enough. 5:47 a.m. The alarm screamed in the darkness. Maya's hand shot out, silencing it before the second ring. She lay there for 10 seconds. Just 10. That's all she allowed herself. On the fridge, a paper glowed red in the dim light. Final eviction notice. 48 hours remaining. The apartment was barely bigger than a hotel room. A mattress on the floor. A plastic table from Goodwill. Her nursing school textbooks stacked on a milk crate like a tower of broken dreams. On top, another notice. Tuition overdue. Third reminder. $2,847 due immediately. Maya opened the coffee can where she kept her tips. Counted the bills and coins. $64.23. Rent, $800. Utilities, $120. Phone, $45. Groceries, $200. Bus pass, $75. She needed $1,240 just to survive the month. She had $64.23. Her phone buzzed. Email notification. "Dear Ms. Collins, unfortunately, we are unable to offer you funding at this time. Third scholarship rejection this month." Maya set a timer. 30 seconds. That's all she allowed for tears. Then she wiped her face and got dressed. Her mother's voice echoed. Gloria Collins. 4 years gone, buried under $47,000 in medical debt Maya was still paying off. "Baby, character is what you do when nobody's watching." Maya locked her door and headed into the cold. Rosie's diner had been serving coffee and bacon since 1987. The sign flickered. Half the letters didn't light up anymore. Inside, burnt coffee and grease clung to everything. Red vinyl booths with duct-taped tears. Formica counters scarred with old cigarette burns. "Rent's due Friday, Maya." Mr. Patterson looked up from his newspaper. 68. Gruff as sandpaper. No extensions this time. "I know, Mr. Patterson. New property management taking over next month. Probably raising my lease. Might have to close." Maya felt something cold settle in her chest. If Rosie's closed, she'd have nothing. The morning regulars filtered in. Mr. Carter ordered black coffee, eggs over easy, wheat toast. Maya had it ready before he sat down. Construction crew on Tuesdays and Thursdays. 5 guys. Pancakes. Endless refills. $8 tip total. Maya smiled. Refilled cups. Remembered orders without writing them down. 4 years she'd been doing this while in nursing school. Started as dishwasher. Worked up to head waitress. Shanice poured coffee beside her. Single mom of 2. "Girl, you look exhausted." "Double shift. Need the hours." "You're gonna burn out." "Can't afford to." Diego worked the grill. 25, dreamed of his own restaurant someday. Dreams they both knew would probably never happen, but they kept them anyway. Lunch rush hit at noon. A young mother came in with a toddler on her hip. The child was coughing, flushed with fever. The woman ordered soup and crackers. Her hands shook, reaching for her purse. Maya brought the food, watched the mother feed her sick baby while barely touching her own meal. The check came. 12 bows, 50 cents. The woman's card declined. Once, twice, 3 times. Her eyes filled with tears. "I'm so sorry. I thought I had enough." Maya glanced toward the kitchen. Mr. Patterson was busy at the register. She pulled out her tips. $18.50. Nearly 20% of her morning earnings. "It's covered," Maya said quietly. "What? No, I can't." "Your baby needs you to eat. Don't worry about it. Just pay it forward when you can." The mother's face crumpled. "Thank you. God bless you." After they left, Shanice grabbed Maya's arm. "Girl, that was your grocery money." "I know. You can't save everyone when you can't save yourself." Maya's mind screamed the same thing. "You can't afford this. You're being stupid." But her heart didn't know how to stop. Her mother had worked 3 jobs, came home exhausted, still helped neighbors. "We don't have much, baby, but we have our integrity." Evening came. Maya's feet throbbed in 2-year-old shoes. The sole was separating, but she'd taken the late shift. She needed every dollar. Between orders, she studied. Medical terminology on napkins, tachycardia, hyperglycemia, embolism, words that felt like another language she might never speak. Her phone buzzed. Text from Tyrell, her younger brother. 19, community college. "Sis, can you loan me $50 for a textbook?" Maya stared at the screen, typed and deleted 3 responses. Finally, "Tight right now, Ty. I'm sorry." Another text. "Electric company. $89 overdue. Final notice." Outside, a sleek black town car drove past slowly. Tinted windows. Expensive. It didn't belong here. It slowed near the diner, like someone searching for an address, then kept going. Maya didn't notice. She was wiping tables, counting minutes until closing, wondering how she'd find $800 in 2 days. 9:47 p.m. Rain started. Light drizzle, then harder. Maya looked out at city lights reflecting in puddles on cracked pavement. Somewhere out there, people were warm, fed, safe. Somewhere, someone didn't count every dollar like oxygen. Just one break, she thought. Please. Diego called from the kitchen. "Maya, customer." She turned. That break was about to walk through the door, but nothing about it would look like a blessing. The stranger stumbled in from the storm, but the real storm was about to follow him. 10:15 p.m. The door swung open violently. Wind and rain burst inside. A man stumbled through. White, mid-50s, looked like he'd been through hell. He was soaked to the bone. Wearing an oversized gray jacket, cheap, stained, clearly not his. Underneath, an expensive dress shirt, muddy and torn at the shoulder, dress pants ripped at one knee, 2-day stubble, hair plastered to his head, a fresh cut on his forehead, still bleeding slightly, bruise forming on his cheekbone. No bag, no phone, no umbrella. He limped. He moved like someone in shock, slow, deliberate, scanning the room like he didn't know where he was. Diego whispered to Maya, "Looks like trouble. Want me to handle it?" "No, I got it." The man collapsed into the corner booth, Maya's section. She grabbed a towel and the coffee pot, walked over. Up close, something didn't add up. Despite the homeless appearance, when he sat, his back straightened automatically. Shoulders back. The posture of someone used to command. His hands were clean, nails trimmed, maintained. Not the hands of someone living on the streets. "Coffee, please. Black." His voice was hoarse but educated. Precise diction. "And do you have a phone I could use? Mine was stolen." Maya poured. "You're soaked. Here." She handed him the towel. He looked at her like she'd given him gold. "Thank you, that's very kind." As he wrapped his hands around the mug, his sleeve pulled back slightly. Maya caught a glimpse of an expensive watch. Tag Heuer, worth thousands. Why would a homeless person have that? She brought the diner's landline to his table. He dialed with shaking hands. From cold or stress, she couldn't tell. Maya pretended to wipe a nearby table. Couldn't help overhearing. "Carol, it's me. Thank God. I'm at..." He checked the napkin dispenser. "Rosie's Diner, corner of 5th and..." "Hold on." He looked up. "What street is this?" "5th and Brennan." Back to the phone. "5th and Brennan, South Side..." "Yes, I'm okay, but..." The line crackled with static. "Carol? Carol, can you hear me? The connection..." More static. "Just get here as soon as..." The line went dead. He tried twice more. Same result. The storm was killing the connection. He set the phone down gently, put his face in his hands for 5 seconds, then composed himself. "Everything okay?" Maya asked. "The storm's interfering. My colleague is trying to find me, but..." He trailed off. "I'll try again in a few minutes, thank you." 10:40 p.m. 25 minutes passed. The man tried the phone 3 more times. All failed. Mr. Patterson watched from behind the counter, nervous. He whispered to Diego, "How long's he gonna sit there?" Diego shrugged. "Look at him. No wallet, no phone. What if he can't pay?" A couple in the next booth got up and left, clearly uncomfortable. Patterson made a decision, walked to the kitchen, pulled out his phone. Maya was serving another table. Didn't see. 5 minutes later. Sirens outside. Everyone looked up. 2 police officers entered. Officer Reeves, 43, white, 20 years on the force. Officer Morris, 26, black, 2 years in, eager to prove himself. Patterson pointed toward the corner booth. Whispered. "He came in soaked. No money I can see. Been sitting over an hour making calls. Just doesn't feel right." The diner went quiet. Maya's stomach dropped. The officers approached the booth. The man saw them coming. Something flashed in his eyes. Not fear, weariness, resignation. He sat up straighter. "Evening, sir. Can I see some identification?" "I don't have it with me. I was robbed earlier tonight." "Robbed? When and where?" "About 3 hours ago, Route 7, near the old industrial park. They took my wallet, phone, everything." Morris pulled out his tablet. "You file a report?" "I haven't been able to. As I said, they took my phone." "What's your name, sir?" "James Lancaster." Morris ran the name. The screen loaded slowly. Nothing came up. "Nothing in the system," Morris said to Reeves. Reeves turned back to the man. "No ID, no phone, no record of a robbery report. You've been sitting here over an hour without ordering food. Sir, I need you to come with us." "Officer, I ordered coffee. I'm waiting for someone. I haven't done anything illegal." "Vagrancy is a misdemeanor, sir. Stand up, please." Outside, that same black town car pulled up. Slowed. The driver saw the police cars, hesitated, then drove away quickly. The man saw it leave. His face fell. Reeves pulled out handcuffs. "Sir, hands behind your back." Maya stood frozen behind the counter, coffee pot in hand. Her mind raced. He hasn't done anything wrong. But you don't know him. What if Patterson's right? The police think he's guilty. Who are you to interfere? You can't afford to lose this job. 48 hours until eviction. Then another thought. What if that was you? What if that was Tyrell? She remembered. Her brother, 16, stopped by police for fitting a description. Forced against a wall. Searched. Humiliated. He'd done nothing wrong. just walking home from the library. Her mother's voice. "Baby, sometimes doing right costs you everything. You do it anyway." She watched Officer Reeves lift the man's arm to cuff him. The man didn't resist, just looked resigned, like he'd expected this. His eyes scanned the diner one last time, landed on Maya for half a second. Not pleading, not asking, just human. Something cracked open in Maya's chest. She set down the coffee pot. Her hands were shaking. She had 3 seconds to decide. Stay silent and keep her job, or speak up and risk everything. She stepped forward. Her next words would either ruin her life or change it forever. She had no idea which. Maya's voice cut through the diner. "Officers, excuse me." Every head turned. Officer Reeves looked up, annoyed. "Ma'am, step back. This doesn't concern you." Maya walked closer. Every step felt like walking through water. "He's a customer. He ordered coffee and asked to use the phone. He's waiting for someone to pick him up." Morris raised an eyebrow. "And you know how?" "Because I served him. I've been watching. He hasn't caused any trouble." Mr. Patterson hissed from behind the counter. "Maya, stay out of this." She ignored him. Reeves stepped toward her. "Ma'am, this man has no identification, no way to verify his identity, and has been loitering for over an hour." "He's not loitering." Maya's voice grew stronger. "Loitering means not buying anything. He bought coffee. He's a paying customer." Her hands clenched into fists to stop the shaking. Sweat broke out on her neck. Her name tag caught the fluorescent light. Morris consulted his tablet. "Does he have an ID?" "Not everyone carries their wallet everywhere. That's not a crime." "It is if you can't prove who you are." "So anyone who gets robbed is automatically a criminal? That's not how the law works." The diner went dead silent. Diego and Shanice stared. Customers watched like it was a movie. Reeves took another step. "Ma'am, I'm going to ask you one more time to step aside, or you'll be charged with obstruction of justice." Everything in Maya screamed to back down. The eviction notice, her debt, her brother, the $12 she'd given away. She thought about everything she could lose. Then she thought about what she'd lose if she stayed silent. "I'll vouch for him." Reeves blinked. "Excuse me?" "I'll vouch for him. If there's any problem, you can hold me responsible. But he hasn't done anything wrong." The stranger spoke, voice quiet. "Miss, please. You don't have to do this. I don't want you getting in trouble." Maya kept her eyes on Reeves. "Too late. I already did it." Reeves reached for his radio. "Dispatch, we might need another unit at Rosie's diner." Maya's legs felt weak, but she didn't move. Morris leaned closer to the man, squinting at his wrist. "Sir, is that a Tag Heuer watch?" The man pulled his sleeve down. "It was my father's." Morris turned to Reeves, voice low. "That watch is worth $5,000–6,000. Something's off." Reeves looked at the man more carefully, the dress shirt under the cheap jacket, expensive fabric, quality leather shoes. His expression shifted. He turned back to Maya. "Ma'am, what's your full name?" "Maya Collins. And you're willing to put your name on record, vouching for this stranger?" Every instinct screamed no, but she thought about her mother. 3 jobs, still helping neighbors. Character is what you do when nobody's watching. Maya nodded. "Yes, I vouch for him." The refrigerator hummed. Rain drummed. No one breathed. The man stared at her like he was seeing something impossible. The door swung open. A woman in a sharp business suit entered, holding a large umbrella. Mid-40s, polished, confident. She spotted the man. Relief flooded her face. "Mr. Lancaster, thank God." She walked straight to the officers. "Officers, is there a problem?" Reeves straightened. And you are? She pulled out a business card. Carol Stevens, Executive Assistant to James Lancaster, CEO of Lancaster Properties Group. She showed her ID, then her phone. Mr. Lancaster was robbed 3 hours ago. His driver and I have been searching. He called from here, but the storm disrupted the connection. Call log. Multiple missed calls. All time-stamped. Text thread. Police report filed. Case 4472B, robbery on Route 7. Victim, James Lancaster. Morris verified on his tablet. It matched. The atmosphere shifted immediately. Reeves uncuffed James. Sir, I apologize. Are you injured? Do you need medical attention? James rubbed his wrists. I'm fine, officer. Just cold and tired. You can go. We'll follow up tomorrow. The police left. Patterson slunk to the kitchen, face red. Diego exhaled. Shanice whispered, Girl, you're crazy. Carol started to speak, but James stopped her. He stood slowly, walked to Maya. Up close, she saw his exhaustion, bloodshot eyes, pale face, but something else in his expression. You didn't have to do that. Why did you? Maya met his eyes. Because it was the right thing to do. He studied her face like memorizing it. Most people would have looked away, safer that way. I'm not most people, and safe doesn't mean much if you can't look at yourself in the mirror. Emotion crossed his face. His jaw tightened. Carol stepped forward. Please let me cover his bill and leave a tip. Maya rang up the check. 3 to 50. Carol handed her 100. Maya's eyes widened. 2 days of tips. 2 days closer to rent. She made a change, handed back $96.50, kept $420 sound total. Carol blinked. Please, keep it. After what you did. Maya pushed the money back. I don't need charity, ma'am. I was doing my job. He's a customer, that's all. James and Carol exchanged a look. Surprise. Respect. James extended his hand. What's your name? Maya. Maya Collins. They shook. His hand was cold, but his grip was firm. Thank you, Maya Collins. The way he said it carried weight, like he was saying something much bigger. Something passed between them. Recognition. Understanding. This moment mattered. James turned to leave, then hesitated. He reached into his jacket, pulled out a bent business card, walked back, placed it in her hand. If you ever need anything, and I mean anything, call this number, day or night. Maya glanced at it. Elegant cardstock, embossed lettering, but too overwhelmed to really see it. She tucked it in her apron. Thank you, but I'll be fine. His smile was sad. Keep it anyway. Please. Carol opened the umbrella. They walked out. A black Lincoln Town car pulled up, had been circling. Through the rain, Maya glimpsed the leather interior. Glowing screens. Luxury she'd only seen in movies. A uniformed driver helped James in. The car disappeared into the storm. Diego appeared beside her. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen you do. Shanice shook her head. You got guts. Also probably a pink slip tomorrow. Maya touched the card in her pocket. Didn't pull it out. What did I just do? She sat in the booth where James had been. The seat was still warm. She stared at the rain, at the taillights vanishing into darkness. She had no idea the card in her pocket was a golden ticket, or that James was already on the phone making plans that would change everything. But her troubles were far from over. In fact, they were about to get much worse before they got better. 2 a.m. Finally, closing time. Mr. Patterson called Maya to the back office. He didn't yell. Somehow that was worse. Maya. His voice was tight. You embarrassed me in front of the police. Made me look like I was profiling. Mr. Patterson, he was just a customer who looked like trouble. I was protecting my business. You undermined my authority. Maya stayed quiet. I can't have employees who think they run the place. He pulled out the tip jar, removed a 20. This covers the disturbance. $20. Almost half her tips. Maya bit her cheek, nodded. You're on thin ice, Maya. She walked home in the rain. Couldn't afford an Uber. Bus had stopped running. Soaked. Shivering. Got home at 3:15 a.m., sat on her mattress, stared at the eviction notice. 48 hours, now 42. Opened her notebook. Tonight's tips after doc, $11. Total savings, $198, 23 hours. Rent, needed Friday, $800. Gap, $601, 77. Even working triple shifts, she'd make maybe $300 more. Still $300 short. She pulled the business card from her apron. Read it properly for the first time. James Lancaster, Chief Executive Officer, Lancaster Properties Group. Developing tomorrow's skyline today. She stared at it. Her phone at 5%. Plugged it in. Googled James Lancaster. Loading. Buffering. Internet cut out. Bill unpaid. Service suspended. She connected to her neighbor's open Wi-Fi. Results loaded. Her hands went numb. James Lancaster, billionaire real estate developer. Lancaster Properties, 47% of city's commercial district Forbes article with photo. James in a tailored suit, ribbon cutting, shaking hands with the mayor. Maya stared at the photo, the card, her eviction notice. She picked up her phone, looked at his number. He said, "If you need anything." You need $600. He's a billionaire. Pocket change. But you're not a charity case. Your mother didn't raise you to beg. But pride doesn't keep you housed. What if he thinks you only helped to get something? What if he doesn't remember you tomorrow? Maya put the phone down, placed the card on her fridge with a magnet, next to the eviction notice. 2 pieces of paper, one red, one white. Deadline and possibility. She'd handle this herself. Set the alarm for 5:30 a.m. 4 hours of sleep. Double shift tomorrow. Fell asleep in her clothes. Thursday, 6 a.m. Maya served breakfast rush. Exhausted. Eyes burning. Forced smiles. Checked her phone obsessively, hoping for something. Extra shift. Forgotten tip. Anything. Nothing. Thursday afternoon. Checked her mailbox on break. Letter from landlord. Heart sinking. She opened it. Due to an administrative processing error, your eviction has been postponed pending review. New deadline within 10 business days. Maya read it 3 times. What? Kopech never gave extensions. Ever. She called his office. Mr. Kopech? I got a letter about postponement. What? I didn't... Papers rustled. Oh, yeah. The property manager called yesterday. Paperwork issue with your lease. Out of my hands. You got lucky, Collins. Hung up. Maya stared at her phone. Paperwork issue? My lease has been the same for 3 years. Grateful, confused, suspicious. This doesn't just happen. Friday lunch shift. A well-dressed businessman came in. 40s. Expensive suit. Never seen him before. Ordered coffee and pie. $5.75. Ate in silence. Left. Maya cleared the table. $60 on a $6 check. She ran to the parking lot. Sir, you left too much. He turned, smiled. No mistake. Keep it. But this is... Someone told me this place has an angel working here. Consider it a thank you. Wait. Who told you? He got into a car. A small logo on the door. Lancaster Properties. Drove away. Maya stood holding the $60, heart pounding. What is happening? Friday evening. Unknown number called. Is this Maya Collins? Yes. Jennifer Park, Henderson University Financial Aid. About your scholarship application. Maya's heart sank. I got the rejection. We've reopened the review. Anonymous donation to our nursing fund. We're reconsidering declined candidates. Your record was strong. Can you interview me on Monday? Yes, absolutely. Call ended. Maya sat on her couch. Anonymous donation. Yesterday, the day after she helped James. She pulled out the card again. This can't be a coincidence. Her phone rang. Unknown number. She answered. Hello? Maya Collins? This is Carol Stevens, Mr. Lancaster's executive assistant. We met Tuesday night. Maya could barely breathe. What Maya didn't know was that Carol's next words would flip her entire world upside down. Strange things started happening. Small at first, then impossible to ignore. Carol's voice was warm, professional. I hope I'm not catching you at a bad time. No, What's this about? Mr. Lancaster would like to meet with you. Are you available tomorrow, Saturday at 2 p.m.? Maya's pulse quickened. I have a shift. We've spoken with Mr. Patterson. He's agreed to give you the afternoon off. Patterson never gave time off, especially weekends. Why does Mr. Lancaster want to see me? He'll explain everything. A car will pick you up at 1:45 from your address. She knows my address? Did I do something wrong? Carol's voice softened. Quite the opposite. Mr. Lancaster wants to thank you and discuss something important. Discuss what? Better if he explains in person. I think you'll want to hear it. Pause. Okay. Tomorrow at 1:45. Excellent. Dress comfortably. This is a conversation, not an interview. Call ended. Shanice was there. Who was that? Maya stared at her phone. I'm about to find out what I got into. That night, Maya couldn't sleep. The eviction postponement, the $60 tip, the scholarship, now this, all after Tuesday. She Googled Lancaster Properties again, founded 1998. Small buildings grew into an empire, recent acquisitions loaded. Her eyes caught something. Madison Block includes 5th and Brennan properties. 5th and Brennan, that's Rosie's. She clicked. Lancaster Properties acquires Madison Block 8 months ago. Her breath caught. He owns the building. Rosie's building. She'd defended him on his own property. The delayed eviction. The tip. The scholarship. This wasn't a coincidence. This was James. But why? Saturday, 1:45 p.m. The black Lincoln pulled up. Robert got out. Ms. Collins. That's me. I'm Robert, taking you to Lancaster Tower. Inside, leather seats, water bottles, screens. She sat stiffly. Help yourself to water. 20 minutes. The city looked different from this car. They passed buildings she'd cleaned at night. Robert pointed. Mr. Lancaster developed that one. And that one. Maya saw the city as a chessboard. Lancaster Tower appeared. 40 stories, glass and steel. Her heart hammered. The security guard greeted her by name. Ms. Collins, good afternoon. Mr. Lancaster is expecting you. He knows my name? Through revolving doors, 3-story atrium, waterfall wall, marble floors, modern art. People in suits crossed the lobby. She felt like another planet. Private elevator, just her and the guard. Mirrored walls, classical music. She caught her reflection. So out of place. What does he want? 40th floor, executive suite. Carol waited, a warm smile. Maya, thank you for coming. led her through the hallway. Original artwork, thick carpet, conference room, floor-to-ceiling windows, the entire city below. "Please sit. Mr. Lancaster will be right in. Can I get you anything?" "I'm fine." Carol left. Maya sat, hands folded to keep from shaking, looked out at the city, could see her neighborhood. Tiny, distant. Door opened. James Lancaster entered. Transformed, tailored suit, perfectly groomed, clean-shaven, but same kind eyes. Taller than she remembered. Presence, command. He smiled. Genuine. "Maya, thank you for coming." Extended his hand. They shook. He sat across from her, equal level. "I imagine you have questions." Maya found her voice. "A few hundred." He smiled. "Let me start by telling you the complete truth about Tuesday night. And about me." And with those words, the truth wasn't just surprising. It completely rewrote everything she thought she knew. The truth wasn't just surprising. It completely rewrote everything she thought she knew about that night. James took a breath, leaned forward slightly. "First, I need to tell you what really happened to me Tuesday night. All of it." Maya listened. "I was returning from a meeting in the suburbs, potential development site, about 40 minutes outside the city, Route 7 near the old industrial park, around 7:30 p.m. He spoke methodically, like presenting evidence. "My town car broke down. Engine failure. Complete. My driver, Robert, said he'd walk to a service station 2 miles back. Call for help. I waited in the car." James's jaw tightened. 2 men approached, early 20s. One had a knife. They said, "Give us everything. Wallet, phone, watch. Get out of the car." Maya's chest tightened. "I didn't fight. Not worth my life. They took my wallet. All my ID, credit cards, 400 in cash, my phone, my watch. Tag Hooer, my father's, worth 6,000. My suit jacket, custom Brioni." He paused. "They left me the driver's spare jacket from the trunk. That gray thing you saw. Too big, cheap. Then they drove away in my car. Robert came back 20 minutes later. Car gone. Me sitting on the curb. We flagged down a passing truck, got a ride toward downtown. I needed to call Carol, get help, but no phone. Robert dropped me near what he thought was a safe area. 5th and Brennan. I saw Rosie's diner. Lights on. People inside. Safe haven." Maya remembered him stumbling through the door, soaked, desperate. "I went in, asked to use the phone, called Carol from the landline, but the storm kept cutting the connection. I gave her the cross streets, but the line died. Carol and Robert started searching, circling the area in the town car you saw. That's when your boss called the police." James looked directly at Maya. "When those officers walked in, I saw how they looked at me. Like I was trash. Like I didn't belong, suspicious, dangerous." His voice grew quiet. "And I realized, without my wallet, my phone, my car, my suit, I was nobody. Just another person who looked wrong." He leaned back. "For the first time in my adult life, I had no power. No way to prove who I was. No one to call for help. I was completely vulnerable." Silence stretched. "And then you stepped in." James pulled out a tablet, opened a video file, turned the screen toward Maya. Security footage, Rosie's diner, Tuesday night. She watched herself step between the officers and James, hands shaking, voice firm. He hasn't done anything wrong. Watched herself refuse to back down. Watched herself say, "I'll vouch for him." The video ended. James set the tablet down. "Do you know what building Rosie's diner is in?" Maya's voice was quiet. "You told me on the phone. You own it." "I own it. I own the entire Madison block. Rosie's, the laundromat next door, the apartments above, the vacant lot behind. Bought it 8 months ago through a subsidiary company. He let that sink in. I've owned that property for 8 months. Never visited. Never walked through the door. Never knew what happened there, who worked there, who ate there. His voice cracked slightly. I own 47% of the commercial real estate in this city. Thousands of buildings. Tens of thousands of tenants, employees, customers. He paused. And I don't know them. I don't see them. Maya's eyes filled with tears. That night, a stranger defended me in my own building. A woman I didn't know put everything on the line for me. And I didn't even know her name. James opened a folder, slid it across the table. After Carol picked me up, I couldn't stop thinking about you. So I asked her to find out who you were. Maya's hands shook as she opened it. Documents. Her life on paper. James narrated. Maya Collins, 28. Mother Gloria Collins passed away 4 years ago from breast cancer. Medical debt totaling $47,000. You've been paying it off at $200 per month. Maya wiped her eyes. You're in your 4th year of nursing school at Henderson University, currently on academic suspension due to unpaid tuition. $2,847 past due. You work at Rosie's Diner, 55 to 60 hours per week. Average weekly income, $380. Monthly expenses, approximately $1,240. Savings as of Tuesday, $198. Every detail is correct. Laid bare. You have a younger brother, Tyrell, 19, in community college. You send him money monthly, even though you can barely afford groceries. Your landlord filed for eviction Tuesday morning, 12 hours before you met me. Maya felt exposed, vulnerable, ashamed. James continued. And despite all of that, despite being one paycheck from homelessness, you paid for a stranger's meal Tuesday afternoon, $12.50. You refused a $100 tip that same night. You told me you'd be fine when you clearly weren't. He closed the folder. Maya, people like you aren't supposed to exist. Integrity that doesn't calculate cost. Kindness without expecting a return. He leaned forward. But you're real. And that night, you reminded me of something I'd forgotten. What? Maya's voice was barely a whisper. That I've spent 20 years building an empire from real estate. I know the value of every square foot of land in this city. But I don't know who lives there. I don't know who serves coffee in my buildings. I don't see the people. His voice grew raw. Tuesday night, for the first time, I experienced this city as a regular person. Not by choice. By force. Everything stripped away. And it opened my eyes. He stood, walked to the window. I've made billions building luxury condos and office towers. Know what I haven't built? Affordable housing, community health centers, parks, programs that actually help people like you. Turned back. You stood up to the police for a homeless-looking stranger. You risked your job, your freedom, everything. For what? For principle. For what's right. You're not my charity case, Maya. You're my teacher, my conscience, my blueprint for doing this right. He slid another document across the table. I want to change your life. But more than that, I want you to teach me how to be human again. Maya stared at the paper, too afraid to touch it. The offer on that paper was bigger than anything she'd ever imagined. But could she trust it? Could she trust him? The offer seemed too good to be true, which is exactly why Maya almost walked away. Maya picked up the document with trembling hands. Official letterhead. Lancaster Properties Group. Community Initiative Proposal. Her name at the top. Maya Collins. Confidential offer. James explained each point. First, immediate financial relief. All outstanding debts paid within 72 hours. Maya's eyes scanned. Mother's medical debt, $47,000. Rent arrears, $800. Nursing tuition, $2,147. Brother's tuition, $1,200. Total, $51,147. You'd start with a clean slate, no debt, no eviction. Maya couldn't breathe. Second, full scholarship to complete nursing school, tuition, books, supplies covered. Living stipend, $1,500 monthly, 18 months until graduation. Value, $45,000. Her vision blurred. Third, part-time employment during school, community liaison officer, 20 hours weekly, flexible around classes, $45,000 yearly, prorated, full benefits. You'd help design community programs in our developments. James continued. Fourth, full-time after graduation, Director of Community Health and Housing Initiatives, $85,000 yearly. You'd lead a new division, affordable housing, health clinics, social programs. Build something that matters. Fifth, signing bonus, $10,000 immediate, moving expenses, wardrobe, whatever you need. He pointed to a highlighted clause. Most important, employee Maya Collins will have veto power over any community development decision that doesn't align with community benefit. Maya looked up. What does that mean? If I propose something you think hurts the community, you say no. We don't do it. Final decision is yours. $51,847 plus $45,000 plus salary plus $10,000, over $150,000 in the first year, plus career, benefits, purpose. She pushed the paper back. Mr. Lancaster, this is too much. It's charity. James. And is it? My current community relations director earns $95,000, MBA from Wharton, 8 years experience, excellent at public perception. Pause. Know what she's not good at? Actually caring, understanding what our developments do to neighborhoods, standing up to me when I choose shareholders over people. He tapped the contract. This isn't charity. This is smart hiring. You have what no MBA teaches, lived experience, moral courage, integrity. But the debt payoff, investment. James stood, walked to the window. In you, but also my company's future. I've made billions on luxury condos and towers. What haven't I built? Affordable housing, health centers, parks, programs for people like you, people who make my buildings run. He turned. 20 years I've extracted wealth from communities. Time to give back. But I don't know how. I don't know what people need. His voice grew raw. You do. You live it daily. You're my blueprint, my teacher, my conscience. Maya's tears spilled. I don't understand what you want. I want you to make sure I don't become the villain. I want you to keep me honest. James pulled out a tablet, swiped to renderings. Mixed-use development. Modern but warm. Ground floor, community health clinic. Floors 2 through 4. 200 affordable apartments, rent-controlled. Rooftop, garden, playground. Adjacent, job training center, business incubator. Green spaces, parks, art. Next project, 5 blocks south side. Your neighborhood, $50 million investment. More images, people like her neighbors, children playing, elderly on benches. Help me shape this. Make sure it serves people who live there. Make sure it doesn't displace them. Make it real. Maya stared, saw her neighborhood transformed. You want me to tell you how to build? I want you to make sure I build right, with heart, integrity, the way you live. He zoomed to the clinic. You're becoming a nurse. Who better to design community health programs? Maya's mind raced. Help people, not just serve coffee.
create scholarships for kids like Tyrell, protect her neighbors from displacement, turn struggle into purpose. But doubt crept in. Why give me veto power? What if I refuse something you want? James met her eyes. Then we don't do it. That's the point. 20 years doing what I want made me rich and empty. I need someone who'll say no. Silence.
Maya thought of her mother. Character is what you do when nobody's watching. Eviction notice, brother's tuition, endless grind. But also, what if it's a trap? What if he changes his mind? What if I'm not enough? James read her mind. You're scared. You should be. This is terrifying. But I'm scared too. You're scared? Terrified. What if I fail? What if you say yes, and I mess it up? He leaned forward. But Tuesday, you were scared. You did it anyway. That broke something in Maya. She breathed. If I say yes, I have conditions. James raised an eyebrow. I'm listening. 1. I finished nursing school first. Promise to my mother. Done. 2. Programs benefit more than me. Real scholarships, real jobs, real opportunities for neighbors. Already planned. 3. I still work at Rosie's until graduation. Part-time, nights. I don't abandon Diego and Shanice. James smiled. I wouldn't expect less, though I'll talk to Patterson about employee treatment. Maya picked up the pen, hand trembling, signed her name, Maya Collins, shaky but clear. James signed opposite. James Lancaster, handshake across the table. Welcome to Lancaster Properties, Ms. Collins. Thank you, Mr. Lancaster. James. Thank you, James. Carol entered with champagne, non-alcoholic for Maya. They toasted. Maya looked out at the city, her city, from the 40th floor. Everything looked different. She had no idea her signature would spark a transformation across the entire city, and that everyone was about to notice. The changes started with one person, then became a movement. Monday morning, Maya sat on her apartment floor. Email confirmations flooded her phone. Medical debt, paid in full. Rent arrears, paid in full. Tuition, paid in full. Tyrell's tuition, paid in full. She cried for 20 minutes straight. Called Tyrell. Ty, your tuition is covered. All of it. The whole year. What? How? Long story. Just study hard. Make it count. She returned to nursing school. The registrar welcomed her back with apologies. Bought new textbooks. Not used, not damaged. New. First paycheck deposited. $1,730. Bank balance, $11,917.23. More money than she'd ever had in her life. She called her landlord, paid 3 months ahead. Just to be safe. Maya moved to a modest one-bedroom, still South Side. She refused James's suggestion of a luxury place. I want to stay in my neighborhood. She still worked Rosie's 3 nights weekly. Her choice. Shanice asked, Girl, why are you still here? This is my family. She began 20 hours weekly at Lancaster Properties, attended development meetings, visited the proposed South Side site, met architects, city planners. The first time she spoke up in a meeting, she suggested increasing affordable housing from 30 to 40%. James supported her immediately. She studied at night. Medical terminology, anatomy, clinical skills. The exhaustion was different now, purposeful, hopeful, meaningful. The community noticed. Maya got a job with that rich guy from the news. Some were skeptical. Rich developer says he cares. We'll see. But Maya's involvement lent credibility. If Maya believes in it, maybe it's real. 3 months in, press conference. James and Maya stood at a podium together. Lancaster Community Initiative, $50 million investment in South Side redevelopment, not displacement, partnership. Key features announced: 200 affordable housing units, rent-controlled 20 years, free community health clinic, job training center, small business grant program, 5 to 50,000 for local entrepreneurs, youth scholarship fund. Maya spoke, hands shaking. This neighborhood raised me. This program is designed to lift it up, not price it out. Every decision made with community input. This is for us. By us. Local news covered it. Interviewed residents, Mr. Carter from the diner. If Maya says it's good, I believe her. Construction began. First visible change. Vacant lot became community garden. Maya's suggestion. Let people see change now, not in 3 years. Local residents hired for construction. 60% of the crew were from the neighborhood. Maya's non-negotiable condition. First small business grant awarded. To Diego. For his dream restaurant. He cried when he got the call. Shanice enrolled in job training. Administrative assistant track. The young mother whose meal Maya paid for? Her son got into the new after-school program. 6 months in. Local TV feature. From diner to developer, the waitress who changed the game. Split screen. Maya in uniform. Maya in business clothes. Interview with James. Maya didn't just defend me that night. She saved this project from becoming another gentrification disaster. She keeps me honest every single day. Community members interviewed. Single mother. I got a job through training, first real job with benefits in 5 years. Elderly man. I can see a doctor without choosing between medicine and food. Teenagers. I got a scholarship because of Ms. Maya. I'm going to college. Other developers started calling. How did you get community buy-in? James's answer. I hired someone who cares more about people than profit margins. Then I listened to her. The city council recognized the program. Model for ethical urban development. The mayor invited Maya and James to present at a national conference. Maya graduated nursing school, top 10% of her class. James attended, sat in the audience with Carol, applauded. After the ceremony, he handed her flowers. Your mother would be so proud. Maya cried. 1-year anniversary. Community celebration at the new park. Dedicated, Gloria Collins Memorial Park. Named after Maya's mother. 500 people attended. Diego's restaurant catered. Children played on new playground equipment. Elderly folks sat on benches. Community clinic ribbon cutting. Maya looked around. Vacant lot, now green space. Empty building, now clinic. Her neighbors are smiling, healthy and hopeful. James approached. None of this happens without you. Maya smiled. None of this happens without you being willing to listen. He gestured to the crowd. I've built 100 buildings. This is the first one that feels alive. The news segment played on someone's phone. The new face of ethical development. Maya's title, Director of Community Health Initiatives, Lancaster Properties. Final numbers scrolled on screen. Lancaster Community Initiative, 2,400 families served, 890 jobs created, 156 scholarships funded. Maya sat on a bench, watched the sunset. A young girl approached, maybe 8. Are you Ms. Maya? I am. What's your name? Sophia. My mom says you're a hero. Maya smiled. I'm not a hero, sweetie. I just tried to help. That's what heroes do. But the most important moment was still to come. A full circle encounter that would prove kindness truly never dies. And then, on an ordinary Tuesday, exactly 18 months later, the cycle completed. Maya sat in Rosie's diner, off duty, reviewing blueprints for the second community clinic. The diner looked different now. Renovated. Lancaster Properties funded it. Patterson still owned it.
new booths, fresh paint, but the same soul. A young Latina woman entered, college-aged, maybe 20. Anxious, struggling, sat at the counter, ordered coffee, counted change, quarters, dimes, nickels, laptop open, screen visible. Overdue tuition, $2,450. Card declined. Diego, now manager, smiled. Coffee's on the house. Her eyes filled with tears. Thank you. Maya watched from her booth, saw herself 2 years ago. She walked over, sat beside her. Rough day? The woman nodded. About to lose my scholarship. 2 weeks behind on rent. Mom's sick, I'm sending money home, 2 jobs and still can't. I don't know what to do. What's your name? Sophia. Sophia, I'm Maya. I've been exactly where you are. She told her story, condensed, the eviction, the debt, defending a stranger. Sophia's eyes widened. You're Maya? From the South Side Project? I've seen you on the news. Maya smiled. Just someone who got help when needed. Now I can pass it on. She pulled out a business card. Maya Collins, Director of Community Health Initiatives, Lancaster Properties. Come Monday. We have emergency scholarship funds, rent assistance, job placement, no strings. Sophia stared. Why help me? You don't know me. Because someone helped me when they didn't have to. And you deserve a chance. Pause. This is what we do. We look out for each other. Monday. Sophia visited the office, received a $3,000 grant, tuition and rent covered, enrolled in training. Shanice became her mentor. 6 months later, Sophia graduated, job at community clinic. 1 year later, Sophia helped another struggling student. The cycle continued. James watched from his office, Maya mentoring young people in the park below, Carol beside him. She's changed this company. James nodded. She changed me, reminded me of what buildings are for, people. Rosie's Diner, now a landmark. Bronze plaque outside, where one act of courage started a movement, Esta 1987, renewed 2024. Inside, diverse community sharing meals. Laughing. Maya's corner booth had an engraved plate. In every stranger is an opportunity for grace. The camera panned to the city skyline. Text overlay. Lancaster Community Initiative, 2,400 families served, 890 jobs created, 156 scholarships funded, and counting. Maya and James in the park, reviewing next project plans. Ready to do it again? Always. One rainy night, one brave choice, one stranger defended, a city transformed. Because courage isn't loud. It's a waitress stepping between the powerful and powerless saying, not today. Maya's story isn't about luck. It's about choice. She didn't defend James because she knew he was rich. She didn't even know his name. She did it because it was right. How many times have we walked past someone struggling, looked away from injustice because it wasn't our problem, stayed silent when we should have spoken up? The truth is, you don't need to defend a billionaire to change a life. You just need to see someone's humanity and act. Maya risked everything for a stranger, and in return, she didn't just get a reward. She got purpose. She got to transform pain into power. Somewhere today, someone is waiting for you to step in. Someone needs you to be brave. Don't look away. If this story moved you, share it. You never know who needs to hear that courage still matters. What would you have done in Maya's position? Tell us in the comments below. Like this video if you believe one person can make a difference. Subscribe for more stories of everyday heroes changing the world. And tomorrow, go be someone's Maya. The world is waiting.
Reality isn't always easy to hear, but that's exactly why we tell it. At Black Voices Uncut, we go beyond the surface, showing what others won't. If you value unfiltered truth, hit like, comment your perspective, and subscribe. Every voice matters, and every truth deserves to be heard.